Hoi! 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 I'm here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I spent a lot of time trying to find a picture for Twitter. I'm struggling trying to find a picture for Twitter because I haven't actually made a new picture for Twitter in a very long time. So, I was like, no, I used that one last time. I used that one last week, and oh, no, I used that one twice last week. Oh, I almost choked on my tea. Well then, hoi everybody. How y'all doing? We got Carb here, and Apple is here, and Game Guy is here, and maybe some lurkers, who knows? Hello lurkers, hello YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube. Hoi. Hoi everyone. I really want donuts. My mom, I think she's planning to go to the store, and I told her to pick me up some pastries. I specifically asked for donuts, but I'm not surprised if she's not going to bring donuts. Lying down for 3 hours? I wish I was lying down for 3 hours. My brain was telling me go lie down for 3 hours all day, but I never did it. And now here we are. Very tired, very brain dead, lacking the caffeine. I am drinking a caffeinated tea, but it's not a lot of caffeine. It's a caffeine that should get me through the stream at least. It's also in a very big cup. It's a very big cup. Jonathan. Hi. Hi, Jonathan. My cup covers all of my face when I take a drink. It's a big cup. A very big cup. Oh, I almost spilled my that's not coffee, it's tea. I almost spilt my tea. How do y'all take your tea? If you drink tea, how do you take it? Do you drink it black? Do you use milk, cream, sugar, sweetener, honey? How do you take your tea? How long do you steep your tea for? My parents steep their teas very weak. You don't drink tea? Fair enough. Milk, 1 spoon of sugar, always? Do you ever try different kinds of tea? So it's the same even if it's a tiny cup or if it's a big cup? $20 to 40 seconds per cup. Per cup. Big cup, you do change the amount. Okay. So you steep your tea for 20 to 40 seconds. But that's like 1 tea bag per cup, right? That's how you do it? My parents make 12 cups, like a pot of tea, with 1 tea bag. Yes and no. Okay. My parents drink their tea very, 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 very weak. Like practically, they put the tea bag in, they pour the water on, they put the pot. They put the tea bag in the pot. They put the hot water over the bag in the pot. They put the pot on the stove. They let it sit for like a minute maximum, and then they take the tea bag out and just drink the tea throughout the day. I'm like, you're not drinking tea. You're drinking slightly flavored water. Oh, they have Early Grey. Well, I've heard of Earl Grey, but never Early Grey. Reuse once used tea bags and make another mug with 2 or 3. Okay, I think. Okay, I get you. Man, y'all drink your tea weak. I like. Usually when I make my own tea, it's like a peach flavor, and I cannot drink it unless it is exploding with flavor. Like the instructions say like 1 teaspoon per cup of water, and I'm like, I'm gonna put a tablespoon and let it steep for like twice the time. Because otherwise it just doesn't taste like anything. It just doesn't taste like anything to me. I have no taste buds. My taste buds are destroyed. I finished my tea. That should last me. Should last me until the end of stream. Hopefully. Although I did realize that I was having a lot of brain fog earlier. I was having a ton of brain fog earlier, and I was like, man, is this like lack of caffeine or something? Like, what do I need? And I realized I hadn't taken a single sip of water all day, and at that point it was like 3 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, that'll do it. So I got my water bottle and chugged like half of it sitting, and I was like, yeah, I was thirsty, okay. And then suddenly my brain was feeling better. Still needed the caffeine, but better. Is medium mixture like were we talking about flavor? What were we talking about? I moved on too fast. Types of tea? Flavor tea? So I think that's when you sent it, somewhere along those lines. What's a medium mixture? Also, how do you only have Earl Grey? Like, is the only thing stocked in your stores Earl Grey? The only thing that's ever imported or like grown is Earl Grey? That's hard to believe. I don't believe you. I would believe we only have Earl Grey in the house. Oh, I'm moving my mic. I kind of rushing to set everything up. Things are not in the correct places, and I need to fix it. That should... No, that won't do. No. None of this will do. None of this does the do's. No, that's not... No. No. This needs to come over here a bit. There we go. Now I can read chat. Wow. You get Earl Grey in the house. Okay. That makes more sense. The usual for most Irish households. Do you ever make, I don't know if this is a Canadian thing. It might be a Canadian thing or like a North American thing. Do you ever make like an Earl, like a, have you ever tried a London fog? Or is that illegal in Ireland? You ever just have straight Earl Grey? That's the only thing you're allowed to drink. Not even like straight water. It has to be Earl Grey tea. That's the only way you stay hydrated. Basically how my mom stays hydrated. She just drinks tea all day. I don't know how she functions. She functions on caffeine. Curiosity now. How much caffeine in the brand of tea that my mom drinks per fluid ounce? That's a lot of terms and phrases I don't understand. 8 fluid ounces. So for 1 cup, it's 60 milligrams. Okay, that's pretty standard. Are you checking to see if London fog is illegal? Is London fog illegal? Illegal in Ireland. The smog that killed 4,000 Londoners. The Irish Times. Oh boy, that's from the year 2000. Oh my goodness. Is London fog British? It's an American manufacturer of coats and other apparel? Thought it was a drink. You don't think that's illegal? Okay. Great. Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted learning about the history of the London fog. Basically, someone put milk in their Earl Grey tea and thought, someone in America saw milk hit the Earl Grey tea and like, that kind of looks like London. I don't know where the vanilla came from though. Who knows? Okay, bye, game guy. My brain is dead. Am I gonna be able to play this game? Ah! Am I gonna be able to play this game? I'm kind of brain dead right now. Is this a brain dead game? I'm kind of blocking everything. Hang on. Hang on. Let me just block half of things. Let me just block half the screen. There. Y'all don't need to see the other half. There we go. Yeah. I want to chat more, but I've said this like 17 times already. My brain is dead. I don't think good when brain dead. Left side is overrated, exactly. Right side's for forever. Yeah. Would fruit gummies help? Would fruit gummies help me think? Screw left Twix. I've never had a Twix. There's a lot of chocolate bars I haven't had because I fear change. I fear trying new things. Well, that's not true now. I feared past tense. I feared trying new things. So I was always like, I like these chocolates. I like these candies. This is all I like. Get me this. I don't want to try your other things. I wanted this one. But I'm willing to try more now. Wait! Okay, hang on. Google. Do coffee crisps have caffeine? 20 milligrams of caffeine? It's like a quick fixer-upper caffeine fixer-upper bar. And guess what I have in my box of snacks right beside me? Coffee crisp. I don't care much for coffee crisp. Well, here's a weird thing. When I was a kid, when I was like a really, really, really little kid, coffee crisps were my favorite. Like, back when I was probably too young to be having any kind of caffeine, they were my favorite. But then one day I was just like, I don't like these. They don't actually taste that great. So I stopped eating them. And so this is going to be my first coffee crisp in over a decade. Over a decade. First coffee crisp in over a decade. Ew. Ew, but not in the way that y'all are thinking. The chocolate part is good. I really like the chocolate part. Hang on. My mic really is not wanting to be in an optimal spot right now. The chocolate part is good. You can barely taste the coffee, really. But the wafer part bugs me. It's like trying to be a Kit Kat but failing, basically. Oh, there's the coffee. Yes, they're not that bad. Like if I were to get one of those boxes of like the variety chocolates and Coffee Crisp was one of the options, and I was like at like a party and all the Kit Kats and Smarties and Aero bars were already taken and all that was left is Coffee Crisp, I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll have a Coffee Crisp. But like, I don't think I'd willingly take a Coffee Crisp. No, it's okay. They're mid. Alright, but that's 20 milligrams of caffeine in me. Actually, wait, I should see if... Is that for a large bar or a small bar? Do they come in large bars? Oh, hang on. How many things? 12 gram. Coffee Crisp. 12G. Caffeine. How much caffeine is in the snack size Coffee Crisp bar? Reddit. Everyone on Reddit knows what they're doing. Clearly. No comments yet. Posted 5 years ago. Oh, poor guy. It wasn't even archived. It's like still up. Oh, wait. 3 comments. Wait, why is it saying 3 comments, but there's no comments? Well, this guy's guess is that Coffee Crisp has a scant 2 or 3 milligrams, if that. Well, I mean, it's something. It's something. It's something. I just got a Discord friend request, and I don't know how. Yeah, anyway. You're scared to try new candles? I guess for, like, scents, it would make sense, like perfumes or candles and stuff. That would definitely make sense. And especially if it's like a bigger candle, because if you don't like the smell, you're kind of stuck with it. But like, you can at least smell them. Candies! I read the I as an L. I'm blind. I'm blind. You are scared to try new candies. That is on topic of what we're talking about, Bree. That makes sense. Yeah. I was like that. I already mentioned that, but I was like that when I was a kid. Nowadays, I'm like, put something in my hand and I'll eat it. Put a piece of paper in my hand and tell me to eat it, I'll do it. I do it. You know the show Game Changer? It has like a bunch of like voice actors and comedians and improv people, D&D people and stuff on it all the time. And it's like, yeah, there was one there was one thing where the host was like eat a piece of paper, and instantly my brain was like, I'll do it for $1. Because I think the goal of like that section of the show was like who will do it for the least amount of money, because the host doesn't want to give away money, basically. So I was like, I'll do it for $1. I'll eat the Post-it note for $1. I think I'm weird now. I think I've become weird somehow. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know why. But I am now weirder than I thought I was. Weirder than I thought I could ever be. It's like when I was a kid, I was that weird of like, I'm so random, you know? But now I'm actually just like, weird. Like, are you mentally okay, weird? Where am I? Twitch asked me to update. I hate, you could end the sentence at apps, and I would completely agree. I hate Twitch app as well. The update probably didn't make anything better. Every update Twitch makes is essentially worse. For the most part. Where am I? Like a creator mode made you leave stream? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's standard for the Twitch app. What? No, wait, no, it wasn't. No, because the Twitch app would let you do like the picture-in-picture thing. That's weird. That's very weird, Fetch. That's weird. I'm gonna move over here a little bit more. You gonna move a little bit over here more. So I think we're going to revenue. Twitch is, oh, there's a snake. Twitch is very dumb. Twitch has made many questionable decisions in the past 7 years. And yet I'm still here. And yet we're all still here. Why do I still have this tag on the microphone? I'm gonna take it off. It's bothering me today. I'm ripping it off. I'm taking the band-aid off. Ooh, ooh. There we go, it's off. Okay, so yeah, we want to go to revenue for a reason. I really don't remember. Revenue Village is on the north end of the West Bose Highway. Thank you for that information. I now know exactly why we're here. Witnessed a large flying object in the sky on the day of the incident. That's why. We gotta go interrogate someone. Oh, we're already getting into the story. I thought we were going... Actually, okay, wait. Where's my water? Hang on. Hang on. I thought we'd have more time before the story. I wasn't ready for this. I was not ready. Where's my hat? Found my hat. Oh my gosh, my desk is so messy. Where do I put everything? There. No, I don't like that. There. Okay. My desk is now acceptable. Okay. Okay. I feel like I just need to breathe for a second. Why does... Okay, I'm moving so much. I'm moving so much. It's like my body is moving, but my brain is stagnant. I keep moving, and then I have to move my mic again, and I can't get comfortable. I can't get comfortable right now. Why does like my mic, why does my mic just feel wrong? Ah! Okay, how do I want to sit? Oh, my chair is not. Oh, whoa, that. Oh, no. Let's take a moment to breathe. I feel like we just need to take a moment to breathe. I think I need to take a moment to breathe. Just chill for a moment. Voice change revolution. You would. I'm pretty sure you can add text to those redeems, Apple, by the way. What voice do you want me to make, everybody? Pretty sure you can add text. No, apparently not. Well, it's supposed to, so that's something I need to fix. So yeah, what voice would you like me to voice as everyone voice as? There we go. Yeah, I guess I just forgot to enable it for that one. Wow, look at me go. Pro streamer. Donald? I can't do a Donald. I'm sorry. I actually cannot do Donald. Okay. What games have I played? Danganronpa. Kingdom Hearts. So look, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, Apple man, Apple. I'm not an impressionist, so a majority of games I give my own interpretations of voices for. So it's kind of hard to be like, do a Mickey voice, do a Donald voice. Like, I'm pretty sure in the wording of it, from any other character I've voiced before. So yeah, it's really just like my interpretation of a specific character's voice. You can also give like an example of a voice, be like high-pitched girly, or like high-pitched girly, or like emo kid, or something, some kind of descriptor as well. That's also an option. I'm just gonna sit here hydrating until you make a decision. Stretch a bit. And breathe. I forgot to breathe. Hoi, game guy. You're back with your Earl Grey with 1 teaspoon of sugar steeped in fresh poured hot water and squished against the side for about 10 to 20 seconds. Put the tea bag into another mug, steep that in hot water, and finally added milk. Welcome back, game guy, with your Earl Grey with 1 teaspoon of sugar steeped in fresh poured hot water and squished against the side for about 10 to 20 seconds. Put the tea bag into another mug, steep that in hot water, and finally added milk. Inhale and talk simultaneously. So the whole sentence in one breath. Like how I just read that game guy's message. No? What do you mean, Apple? Inhale and talk at the same time. Oh, talk while inhaling. Okay, gotcha. I think I can do that. I might be able to do that. We'll see. Who missed? Red-haired guy. Who's the red-haired guy? Oh, gosh. Oh, talking backwards. Is that you? Well, this is an unlikely place to run into the silver string. Right back at you. I thought you were in the Royal City, but are you here to look at the airline or is it? No, I'm here on some errand. But speaking of the incident, I heard it was the work of the Sky Bandits. I'm fine, game guy. Apple redeemed voice change. So everyone's now talking while inhaling. Still, if you're here on the job, then I guess I don't have to worry about it myself. Good luck to you. Is that all you've got to say? I'm sorry you heard that Kelsey's might have been taken hostage, right? Gosh. Yes, she's right. Taken hostage. Oh my gosh, laughing while inhaling. Sonic Shadow and Silver YouTube video vibes. They talk through text-to-speech. What? I don't think I've ever seen those, Apple. But now I'm curious. That old man's not going to get beaten by the legs of some Sky Bandits. Anybody say that is severely mistaken. I'd like to believe that too, but I wonder who this guy is. I don't know, but he seems to fit the mold of a bruiser. Oh my gosh, this is harder than it looks. By the way, who are these brats you got taken along with you? They look like a bunch of doobies to me. Well, that's out. Well, I'm sure you'll be surprised to hear these are brats. Our Cassie's the kids. Yeah, that's a surprise, alright. So these are the old man's kids, huh? I'm running out of breath somehow. Oh my gosh. Hard to believe it. Why are you looking at us like that? This boy with the black hair is one thing, but the girl really looks like an amateur. Whoa. Are you sure she's really Cassie's daughter? You want to try saying that again with I stop it, your teeth. She's a bona fide daughter of Cassie's buried, and I have to warn you, her patience is gonna her part. I'm just his adopted son. Is that a fact? Oh well, it doesn't really matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Well, take it easy, Charizard. Be careful not to let these brats take you down. Yeah. And make sure not to crush into any trouble yourself. Either. I'll keep those words in mind. Alright, Charizard. Was it you who took care of the sponsor near the mine? Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't just me, it was us. Well, I don't think any number of shadies could have made much difference. Bro, get the frick out of my face. You're just standing there insulting us and we're right here. Get away! I don't like you. Anyway, good luck in your search for those Sky Bandits. Hater! What a butt. What's with that guy? He really ticked me off. I think so. You was every plate agate, right? Huh? Agate. Everybody agate. What a stupid name. Agate Grossner, senior racer in the Racer Guild. He works in all regions and isn't affiliated with any specific brand. His master plate is said to be capable of... I don't think I can keep this up. I don't think I can keep this up much longer. Said to be capable of slicing a monster in two with a single slash. I'll just tell you right now, he's a one-tough customer. Whatever, I don't care how tough he is, he's still a rude jerk. Come to think of it, how does he know Dad anyway? It seems to think highly of Dad's ability, but even so, he doesn't seem to like it all that much. Hasn't been 5 minutes yet, please. I might have to end this one early before the 5 minutes. How much longer of this text is there? I wasn't keeping time. I really should be. Hang on. Bum, bum, bum. Hang on. Can I see when a message was sent? I wish I could. There's some way I can tell, but I don't know how. I know in VODs you can. Just for this cutscene. I just hope it ends soon. There are never things in this past I can't get into. And those things are the reason why he feels that way about your father. Well, I couldn't care less about someone rude like that. Anyway, let's hurry to Ravenous Village. Yay, it's over. I'm not gonna lie. That was gonna make me lightheaded. Like with the longer stretches. Like when I took the time to like breathe out a couple times, it was like breathing normally a couple times, so it was fine. But in like the long stretches, it was kind of whew. I feel like it was just not enough breathing properly. Take care of your voices, people. Don't be like me. Don't do stupid things on the internet. Oh, hi. Yeah, if I do that one again, I'll just have to breathe more. Like take at least 1 or 2 breaths between lines or something. Alright, let's see if we can find out about the sighting. So what do you suggest? Should we just go and talk with all the villagers? People would be suspicious of us if we did all that all of a sudden. I think we should talk to the village elder first and see what he has to say about it. Okay. Breathe! Exactly. Alright, where's the elder again? Here we go. Hello. See, you're all together. What brings you all up here today? Are you here for a visit? No, not exactly. We're actually here on business. Although if it's possible, I'd really like a glass of your fruit wine. Ha ha ha! Things in the world never go as you expect, do they? By the way, I never got a chance to ask until now, but you don't happen to be one of Agate's companions, do you? We literally just met the guy. Oh, you're talking about Charizard, sorry. Well, we're all members of the same guild, but we're not companions exactly. We know him by face, but that's probably about it. I see. So he's traveled by himself as usual, huh? Village elder closes his eyes for a moment as a look of sadness passed over his aged features. Huh? What's wrong, sir? It's nothing really. Please pardon my expression. Anyway, what brings you to this rural village of ours?
Don't tell me that another dangerous monster showed up in the area.
No, actually, we're in the middle of an investigation concerning the missing airliner. We came here because we heard there was a report of some kind of sighting.
Oh, I see. The Royal Army here, I don't know why I said academy, came here and investigated that the other day. However, they searched around the area and ended up leaving empty-handed.
Really? Is that so? Well, what about the person who saw the flying silhouette in the sky?
It was one of the children in the village here, a boy named Louis. He apparently saw some suspicious shadow making its way across the sky in the night of the incident. But he's a kid any way you think about it, so he may have just imagined the whole thing while he was half asleep.
Imagined it, huh? I guess the best thing we can do is ask him directly. Who missed his texting me? Oh. Okay. It's just my sister. She can wait. Probably right about that. Thank you for your time, sir.
Don't mention it. If there's anything else I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask.
Yeah, I don't need to talk to my sister. I'm playing games right now. Don't bug me, I'm gaming. Salutations and howdy doodle. Familioli. How be all of y'all this fine eventide, prithee and pray tell. That is a sentence. Oh, hello. Hoi, how you doing? How you doing, Monty? Feels like it's been a while since you've been here. Howdy doosies. Child. We're looking for a child. I'm doing good, by the way. I don't mean to forget your question. That's Vince. I do be doing good. My brain's a little dead, and I'm very much craving the donuts. Craving them donuts. Craving them pastries. Literally any kind of pastry. Any kind of pastry I would devour at this moment. Raid Bustin'? Most verily. Arika, thank you, Dankly, for your asking as such. Aye, it has been a minute, innit? Welcome back. Excuse me. Sorry. That came very suddenly. But I'm glad you're doing verily. I'm glad you're doing right bussin'. Adding that to the vocabulary. I haven't seen you guys around here before. Are you merchants here to buy fruit? Actually, no. We're here on a different reason. As a matter of fact, we're bracers. Bracers? You mean like agate? I don't know, but you don't look all that strong to me. Especially because you're a girl. You are... Like, I would just like to point out that you are standing right next to a pool of water. And I am larger than you. You know that video of the guy picking up the child? I think it's from an old movie, but they're fishing. The guy picks up the child and he just tosses him into the water. Yeah, you're like you're one strike away from that little kid, little child. After seeing my great skill with the staff, do you think you can still call me weak? Are we fighting the child? I was joking! Oh, okay, no. She's just doing party tricks. That's amazing! It's like a tornado! I hope you've learned your lesson that looks can be deceiving. What? Just whacks him into the water, showing off her moves, but miscalculating the distance and just whacks the child across the head into the pond. Oopsies! Now, how about another amazing demonstration with my staff?
Estelle, be careful. Wasn't it just yesterday that you hit yourself in the face doing that?
Joshua!
Are you Louis by chance?
Yeah. How do you know my name?
We heard from the village elder. He said you saw some kind of flying shadow. Do you think you could tell us a little more about what you saw that night?
Sure, if you want. But the soldiers from the army already searched the place and didn't find anything.
That's fine. We're not worried about that. Do you think you could just tell us what you saw?
Pull a dad joke card now? Where are they? There we go. I went to stay at a haunted bed and breakfast in France. I immediately left. The place was giving me the creeps. Give me the crepes. Crepes. That's what it's called. How do you pronounce that? Crepes? Crepe. Any France peoples? Crepes. 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 Place was giving me the crepes. There you go. You ever like mess up the punchline because you don't know how to pronounce the word? Like you know how to pronounce the word, but like you don't know how to say the word? Bit of a crappy joke. Crepes. That's the American way. Crepes. It's not crepes, it's crepes. I know for a fact that it is crepes of some kind. Anyways, tell me about the shadow child. You see, I like watching the stars at night, so I have to sneak out of my house at night to come here and look at the stars. And the other night, when I was out here looking at the stars, I saw two shadows moving across the sky. Now hold on a minute here. You say you saw two shadows? Yeah, that's right. They were different sizes too. Kind of like a mom leading a kid. Two shadows, two sizes.
That's consistent with an airliner and the Sky Bandit airship, if you think about it. Yeah, the aircraft we ran across in the woods was definitely smaller than a typical airliner.
And the two shadows that kept on flying north until I couldn't see them anymore. So north it is.
There's a trail that continues behind the village, and it leads to an old septium mine which was abandoned some time ago.
The soldiers from the army supposedly searched the trail, but didn't come up with anything. That's why they said I must have been dreaming. And then they laughed at me like I didn't know what I was talking about. Little boy's heart's starting to well up with tears. Enough about that. You're a boy, right? Boys don't cry. Estelle, shut up.
Boys can cry. Enough of that toxic masculinity, Estelle.
No more toxic masculinity in this household. Men feel emotions. Men can cry.
What happened to Steel Hat and Slime?
Basically my automatic thing. I had a program that made it so that it redeeming a certain channel point made something happen immediately. But that kind of broke for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. So I was like, screw it. And I just took everything off. So like I can still do it like myself, but it's one of those things where the whole point of it was that it would be an automatic thing, and I'm much more likely to miss it. And you know what I'm saying? Hi, Carb, welcome back. Men, we can't have emotions. We are essentially robots. Exactly. Estelle, shut up. Yeah, I haven't really tried much getting it to work again, honestly, because I was just so tired of it. But yeah, I should really try again at some point. Heard the news about rulers? Yeah, they're not making them any longer. We're not like those stupid soldiers. We don't think you're telling a lie either. We're gonna prove it. Really? Darn straight. You just leave it to us. There's no more crying, okay? Okay. You're a real nice person.
As usual, she's got a knack with the kids. Yeah, maybe it's a virtue.
Why are you looking at me like that?
It's nothing. Let's focus on the task at hand. It looks like we've got stuff to do.
Right. Let's hurry to get down to the trail behind the village and see what we can find. How do I move camera? There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Trail behind the village. Is this it? Oh, this is a graveyard. Hello? Septine calendar 1192. How many years ago? 6 righteous people who lost their lives in the flames of war. Leaf, Abel, Nicole, Wilhelm, Irina, and Mischa. Well, these two are Fire Emblem names. She said, boys don't cry. How's that nice? I mean, like, here's the thing. She, in context, I guess it makes sense, but yeah, you know, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like, no need to cry right now. But the way she worded it made it be like, boys don't cry. And they do, and they should. I mean, not all the time, you know, but like, they should cry when they feel like they need to cry. But that moment was not a need for crying. Say what you will about vinyl records, but there'll always be a sound purchase. Where am I going? I guess I'm going to the mine? Wait, is that where I'm going? Scour the North Trail for clues. Okay, so I have to go like anywhere. Rocks, here's a clue. Blues, clues, blues, clues, blues, clues. We gotta find a footprint. That's the first clue. Put it in a notebook. Then what do we do? Blues, clues, blues, clues, blues, clues. Gotta find another paw print. That's the second clue. Put it in a notebook. Blues, clues, blues, clues, blues, clues. Ah! No! No! Right away. Gotta find another paw print. That's a third clue. Put it in a notebook. Now what do we do? Blues, clues, blues, clues. Gotta sit down in our thinking chair. Think. When we use our minds, take a step at a time, we can do anything that we wanna do. So I guess we'll just keep going north. Did I come this way already, like from the side quest, or did I just fight the boss and leave? Ah! No, 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 no. No, you don't need the heal. You don't even need the heal. Breeze stream. Join you properly soon. Okay, bye. I'll say hoy to you properly later on when you come back. Oh, man. Gosh dang it. Gosh diddly darn doodles. I really want instant ramen. Like, not just pasta. I don't want pasta. I don't want, like, good ramen. I want the super duper salty, definitely not healthy for you instant ramens. That's what I want. I want a package of instant ramen. With the soup. With soup and the prepackaged spices and stuff. Okay, I've already been here. I've already done my time. With the baked goods from earlier? Yeah! What do you mean from earlier? I don't have the baked goods. I want the baked goods. I want them all at the same time. I want to inhale them all, but also I want to take my time and enjoy them. You know? It's like, I want to inhale them so I don't have to take the time to, like, eat, but I want the flavor to linger for, like, at least 20 minutes. The gate is secured with a heavy chain and padlock. Looks like the entrance to the abandoned mine. Looks like, kind of reminds me of the Malcolm mine, except for the fact that it's all deserted. Do we still have the key from the Malcolm mine? Do we still? I don't think we gave back the key for Malcolm mine. Maybe. What if it fits this lock? What if it fits the lock? What if they're made for the main manufacturer? No possibility that Skyband has entered through here. Okay. What's wrong, Estelle? Maybe it's just me, but do you feel any air flowing out of here? There's a secret tunnel! Probably behind those tall bamboo-looking balls of the long thing of logs. Logs of wood. Maybe the key was the friends we made along the way. You have some high-quality cocoa and chocolate sitting around if you want brownies, but if you plan to inhale it, you have some bananas sitting around too. You fan of banana bread? Why would I inhale bananas? I love banana bread. My mom makes really good banana bread. Is this a joke? I can't tell. Where's the punchline? Seems more like a bunch line to me. Joshua wet the tip of his index finger with his tongue and held it out. Ding. Right, Estelle, it's rather subtle, but an air flowing out of here. There is an air. Just like I thought. Sometimes your senses can be surprisingly sharp, you know that? I wonder if you get that from your father. My dad doesn't have anything to do with it. But forget about that. Aren't you more interested in what is inside this old mine? Excuse me. There's certainly a possibility that it connects to somewhere. It's probably worth checking out. Well, in that case, let's bust this lock off. Hey, don't you even think about doing that. For now, we'd better head back to the village and talk with the elder. He might have the key. You're no fun, Shakira. I think we should break it off. Break it off! Break it off! Ha ha ha! You just have a passion for cooking. You love to share your passions with others. That's amazing. I cannot cook for beans. Like, you give me a can of, like, baked beans, I will burn them. I went the wrong way. Estelle's not the adopted one. Sorry, she is biological. As far as we know. As far as we know, she is biological. Bam, 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 bam. No, just Joshua. Sorry. Sorry if my word choice was misunderstood. Where'd he go? Oh, he's on the grave site. Probably look at that gravestone that I happened to come across so conveniently. Oh, I guess we're going this way. Okay. Wow! So this is where you were.
Oh, it's you, young Brazos, is it? Well, this is a rather extravagant grave for a small village like this, isn't it? It was erected to mourn all those souls who were lost 10 years ago. Since the Bosse region is nearest to the Empire, it was in the thick of the fray. And the village lost a number of good people in the hostilities.
That's terrible.
There's no need for you to get so somber, too, though. These days, cleaning this monument is just one of my daily routines. But I guess you wouldn't have to come up here if you didn't think there was something I could help you with, right?
Oh, right. There was something we wanted to talk to you about. But before that,
would you mind if we paid our respects as well? I know we don't have any flowers to give, but we'd at least like to offer up a prayer. Oh, I see. No, of course I don't mind. I'm sure all those looking down from above would be overjoyed by the gesture.
Do you pronounce it gesture or gesture? Hard G or soft G? Or do you like the cut G? The second one? Wait, which one did I say second? Gesture? I said gestures. Gesture. You love dead bodies? Monty? Monty, why? Old man looks a bit like Sheik. I don't see it. Like a J? Gesture? Okay. That's probably correct. Is it correct? That's not how you spell the word.
Gesture. Gesture.
It is J. It is gesture. Okay. Solve that mystery. English is a good and consistent language. So true. Anatomy is neat. That is true. Helped a buddy of yours process roadkill to keep the skeletons? Cute hobby. So very adorable, yes. Yeah. Very interesting facts here.
Say there might be some clues on that old mine, huh? I know for certain that the soldiers didn't check inside.
After hearing Louis' story, it really got me thinking. We'd like to check the place out just in case, so would you mind lending us the key to the entrance?
Key for the padlock, huh? Give me a moment here.
Gonna go take a nap.
Should I put it in this drawer? Oh, right, here it is. Okay, this should get you inside.
Abandoned hotkey. Wow, this key looks ancient. Many thanks, Elder Raisin? Raisin? Raisin. His name is Raisin. In a town that specializes in fruit. Mayor Raisin! Okay. Bye, Raisin. Back up we go. Should I heal? No, it's probably gonna be heal in the mine. I would guess. Since if it's the start of a dungeon, at some point in there should be a heal spot. Oh, I tapped out. Sorry.
Oh, I
have advantage. How many EXPs do you give? 3? No. Not worth. Where are you? Oh, shoot. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I think I have to go left and then up. Yeah, okay. This way. And up. And just kind of keep going up. Ow. Why is it always Joshua? Hang on. I'm going to attack once so that Estelle gets that heal. I know, I'm kind of blocking it. I'm kind of blocking the forecast, but yeah. Get that heal. P-hat. P-hat. Open the gate. We're just gonna leave the chain and padlock on the ground right in front of the door. Should we not like move it to the side? What if we have to leave in a hurry? What if we're running away and then someone steps or trips on the padlock and then they die? English is a spaghetti language. Say as someone who enjoys the process of spaghetti wrangling, that is poetry. I mean, who doesn't like spaghetti? I know one person who doesn't like spaghetti, and that is my brother. He says it's too long. He says it takes too long to eat. But that's the only reason he doesn't like it. If we have it, he still eats it because it's pasta. But he doesn't like spaghetti because it takes too long to eat. And that's the only well, I also technically don't like spaghetti. Like in the classic spaghetti noodles and like the meat sauce and stuff. I don't like the meat sauce. I just have the noodles. But anyway. Colonel is your least favorite word. One of them. Colonel. Colonel. Throw the caution to the sea. There's another fishes and trees, leaving in stitches what your ditches dug, you busiest bees. Sorry, wait. I forgot. Poetry is snapplause. Let's take a look inside, shall we? Definitely gonna be monsters. Mixed metaphors. There's no map. 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 When in doubt, go left. What are you? What are you? Murder crab? Murder crab. A crustacean monster living underground, weak against arts, may call for backup. We're starting with 3 of these suckers? Bro. Bro. Alright. Get out the classic fireball. And, classic fireball. Fireball! Fireball! Nice. Oh, he's got extra attack. That's okay. We can fireball him. Fireball! Hey! I should probably give Joshua a magic. Ah! Okay, oh, there's 4 of them. Oh, there's 4 of them. I was gonna say I should probably give Joshua an actual magic. Because, I mean, I'll just clock up Estelle. crab ray. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know which one I was attacking with Shakira. Wow, I somehow managed to choose the exact one that Shakira was going for. Ow! Ow! We'll just get rid of... Of course he misses. Of course he misses. Why would he hit? Why would I think that he would hit the enemy? You know? Like, that's just silly. That's so silly. That's so... haha. They only give 3 experience. They only give 3 experience. I'm getting 12 experience this... I'm getting 12 experience for this.
Oh, are we done already?
Charizard only got 4. The crustaceans are stationed to do a persuasion? How do you do a persuasion? Oh, I don't think we can go this way. Darn. There's 4 of them again. Eh. Depends on how you're persuading. I'm so confused. I am very confused right now. What are we talking about? No! Parts of speech are a suggestion and language is a spook. Okay. Cool beans.
Oh, are we done already?
I think you need to talk to Hal. Wait, this way might have a healing station, actually. Oh! Oh, this better not be a fight. Isn't that the... Oh, no. Oh, no! I'm like half health! No! Oh, I just wanted a... I just wanted a healing port. Hi, Kyle! Hi!
Get about the heavy things and focus on the food positions and the valuables. And hurry up, will ya? It's only a matter of time before someone finds this place.
Got it, Kyle. Roger that, Kyle. Okay, Kyle. Understood, Kyle. We're just really making sure everyone knows that his name is Kyle. What's an airliner doing in a place like this? I guess that kid wasn't seeing things after all.
This looks like an area that used to be used for strip mining. It certainly turned out to be a great place to hide something of this size. Yeah, who would have thought to look here? Look at that. Aren't they loading the airliner cargo onto their own ship?
Let's worry about that later. We've got to figure out a way to bag these guys before they get away again. Can I turn around? They're back from punching drywall and drinking Monster Energy. The Kyles have returned. Scarier dictator than Hitler. Linebeck vibes? I can hear it. I can hear it. Assuming we're talking about the same Linebeck. I don't know of very many Linebecks. So I assume it's the same one.
Man, John can be a real slave driver sometimes. Oh well, once this is all taken care of, we'll be able to sit back and negotiate a nice fat ransom.
How do you do it? Am I doing a frat boy voice? From Zelda? Okay, we're the same one. Am I frat boy voice? How do you frat boy? Hold it right there! Estelle, shut up. We're at half a elf. Half a elf. The scorching flames of justice shall never fade as long as evil thrives in this world. The League of Extraordinary Bracers has arrived! Okay. Huh?
The League of what? You bonehead, why do you always get carried away like that?
What's with you two? Now I look like a big fool saying all that stuff all alone.
You're the ones who just said how to run in with the back of Roland. This can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early.
Can't be right. We're not supposed to be here this early. What the heck are you talking about?
In accordance with the laws of the Bracer Guild, you are hereby under arrest and charged with the hijacking of an airliner and its passengers. I hope for your sake you'll come along quietly. Now hold on just a minute. Are you trying to tell me that only the three of you came here to arrest us?
You see anyone else, bandit boy?
So you're not involved with the others, huh? Well, that simplifies things. Let's get 'em, boys.
We're doomed. We're doomed. We're doomed. Estella's dying. We're doomed. Ah. She looks like she's thinking of desserts. I'm thinking of desserts. 6 pages too early. The script says you meet us on page 32. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, he's weak to a lot of stuff, and he's also very lucky. Number 2 man of the Kapua household. His smoke bombs are blinding, and he's quite agile. I'm scared. He also goes next. Do you think I can feint him? I have to sneeze, I have to sneeze, I have to sneeze. Got it. Do you think I can feint him? 20% chance? I should just speed up a cell. Don't you dare! Don't. Oh! Oh, he's gonna throw it, and anyone who's okay, is he gonna throw it at Estelle? Or is he gonna throw... If I move towards an enemy, will it hit them as well? Problem is, I really need to heal. Boil bolt. Should I just go straight for Kyle? Or should I, like... Wait. Craft. Oh, I'm too far away. Why can't I move and then craft? If you can, like, move and then attack, why can't you move and then craft? Man. Okay, well, we'll just foil bolt on Kyle. No, Estelle, no. No, my my gosh. Oh, no, my gosh. No, my gosh. No! She has 2 HP. She has 2 HP and she's poisoned. Oh, she has 135 HP and she's poisoned. Ah! Now everyone's gonna explode. Estelle, no! Okay, but I'm just gonna take poison damage at the end of this turn and die.
We're good to go.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try, see if I can faint Kyle. I'm just gonna keep attacking Kyle. Shoot, Joshua's dying. Everyone is dying. Oh my gosh, this is a disaster. Oh, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. Oh. Kyle just killed Joshua. He's still alive! What is going on?
We're good to go.
I'm gonna use my my good ones, my good things.
Someone's
Nope. Okay, Kyle's down, and then Estelle, we're gonna tier myself, and we're gonna Joshua on this guy, and then we're gonna Estelle. Oh my gosh, why does it not? Why does it just not? Why does Joshua's always just glitch out? And why does Joshua's never do damage? Did I like change something somehow? How? Where's the one that's almost dead? There we go. He must be joshing ya. A fainting assassin's attack. Yeah, so why is it not doing anything? It was working before. Okay, and we'll just perfect. We have to heal Estelle because poison. Oh my gosh. 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 We're gonna have to heal Estelle again. Oh, she has 11 HP. She got 11 HP and she's gonna die. Yes! Critical healing. Love it. Okay. 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 This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Get rid of this guy. Someone's gonna die, I can feel it. Okay, wait, that's not bad. That's not bad, that's not bad. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, they're not that strong. They're not that strong. This is my last heal. But I also have strength up. Okay. Joshua will be fine. You know why? Because I said so. I said so? Oh. Listen here, Joshua. Why are you missing? Like, really, genuinely and truly, why the butts you missing? Oh. Charizard! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Please stop. Yeah, heal Joshua. When is this poison gonna go away? Okay. Ah! Ah! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Ah! Dang it! Can't believe I'm too far away. I'm too far away. Eat your dang potluck. At least she's not poisoned anymore. I need to heal her because he's just gonna go attack her and kill her again. I should have just given her a cookie, actually. A cookie would have been fine. Oh well. Just perish. Just perish. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away. Go away.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Got 18 experience for that.
You guys are tougher than I thought. It's no wonder Josette got beat by you three.
Sweet talk won't get you anywhere, buddy. It's time to surrender and let all the passengers go.
You really don't know anything, do you? What was that you called yourselves? League of Exceptionally Dim or something?
You making fun of my awesome team name? You're dead. Look out. Boom! Smoke bomb! What is this?
Gotta be kidding me. Another smoke screen. It's too bad about the rest of the cargo, but we'll have to live without it. Later, bracers.
Oh, bye. How did... Wait. So we're outside now. We have to be outside. We'd have to be outside because of the aircraft. Some of it got in my eyes.
Don't worry, it's not poisonous. It looks like it was a typical smoke canister. Their ship is already out of sight. This is getting really old. It's not once, but twice that they've gotten away. If I get demoted for this at the guild, there's not much I can say in my defense.
Oh, Shakira. Quit acting like it was all your fault.
We're responsible for letting them get away too. If we've got time to kick ourselves over this, then there's got to be some other constructive things we can do.
Well, well, you sound like you should be a senior bracer.
Well, at least we're able to take back the airliner, so how about we have a look? Passengers may be inside.
Right. Should I heal? What's over here? What's over here? Oh, well, fine, Shakira. If you're gonna be like that. Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. Wow, so many different pathways. Wow. I wonder if there's other ways, like, in the mine, you know? Like, if I had gone a different path. Like, maybe I would have come out here and gotten, like, behind them. You know? OMG, there's nobody here. What a surprise. Why would they still be here? You know, it's kind of silly. Not a piece of cargo left. It's all outside. The Sky Bandits managed to make off with all of it. With it all. I thought Kyle said that they had to leave some behind. I'm confusion. Judging by the looks of things, at any rate, we should do a thorough investigation of the place. Okay. Thorough investigation. There's a lift car. Looks like the same type as those at the landing port. Sky Bandits probably used this to move the cargo. Wow. Deduction 1260. Hello? I wonder what this is. The orbital engine control panel. Looks like the flow of orbital energy is completely stopped. Okay. I'm gonna say that I know what that means. Food? They left the food. Material girl. Okay. No, that looks like the way. Or is this the way? Wait. This looks like the kitchen. Oh, no, this is the cockpit. Captain seats. If there were any other circumstances, I would love to sit here. Don't even think about it. What's wrong with it? Here's the steering wheel. Wonder where the pilot could have gone. I don't know. I wonder why. And I wonder why he's gone. Where could he have gone? Maybe he's in the bathroom. Oh. Table? No, we're looking at the window. There's a lot of light shining into this place. Wow. 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 This is also interesting. Oh, we're outside. Oh, we're outside now. Okay, and then that would be the same thing. So we gotta go up. That looks like it. That's all. Unless there's like something hidden under one of the seats that's like, this was Cassius's notebook or whatever. And it like somehow hints to where they've gone or something. I don't know. Check all the seats. Might as well. They're like a downstairs? Oh, there is a downstairs. No, wait, I came from the downstairs. What about like well, this was very much worth my time. Can I leave now? Is that it? Am I missing one very specific thing that you only get if you're in just the right, like, place? Can I go? I can't. What am I missing? A gumbo is so well worth your time. What's a gumbo? Cargo lift car. Wow. The orbital thing. Completely stopped. What am I missing? And under normal circumstances, I'd love to sit in it. Doesn't look like anyone's been in this chair for quite some time. Well, that's unfortunate. It's the control for the rudders or something. I don't... What am I missing? Hello? Which one was Cassius' seat? Oh, the plant! How did I miss the plant? Why? How could I ever have possibly missed the plant? It's so obvious. Why would I? How could I not check the plants? Looks like it's not gonna make it, bunch of plant murderers. Plant is slightly wilted. A rice dish, a Crayola. A Crayola rice dish. It's like a curry, but it's nothing like a curry. So it's a curry, but it's not a curry. Okay, gotcha. Was the plant literally all I needed? It was! Why did I have to look at the plant? There's a high possibility the passengers were transferred to the Sky Bandits airship. And then to wherever their hideout is. This sucks! Right when I thought we had some clues, we're back to zero.
Come on, cheer up already. It's not like every clue has completely vanished. Why do you think the Sky Bandits hid the airliner in a place like this? As far as I can tell, the orbital energy of the ship was completely stopped, which means that the orbital engine was stripped from the aircraft. I know this because the orbital energy in an orbit gradually recharges over time.
Yeah, okay.
Furthermore, the Sky Bandits are making multiple trips to carry off a large amount of cargo. Considering the time and risk involved, don't you think it would be more effective just to take the entire airliner to the hideout?
Yeah, that does seem a little odd that they didn't. So why'd they hide the airliner here then? All I can think of is that they did it in order to... I don't know. It's not related to curry, but it is very spice heavy, sauce poured over top of rice. So content wise, it's like a curry. How do we categorize foods? Cause like we can say things like it's like a curry, but it's not a curry, and you basically describe a curry, but it's not a curry. So like, why? How do we do this? And like, I watched a TikTok earlier that was like classifying the differences between like fruits and vegetables and herbs and like berries and stuff, and it's like everything just merged into multiple of them, and it's like I don't get it. I don't get it. So anyways, why did they leave the ship here? Sort the cargo, move the hostages aboard their own aircraft, steal the orbital engine, keep clear of the Royal Army search party, ditch the Lin because their hideout is somewhere weird. I want to say it'd probably be this one, the search party. Because if they're specifically looking for a specific aircraft, they'd just be keeping an eye on the sky, and if someone sees the aircraft, they'd be like, oh, there it is. But if they landed the aircraft and then used their own ship that has not been seen before and also moves faster, wouldn't that make sense? That makes sense to me, right? Airline is rather large and easily seen, and in that sense it would seem highly likely that they would leave it in a different place than their hideout. That alone couldn't be considered a decisive reason. Okay, well. Hideout is it was the last one? Really? Of course it was the last one. The one that sounds the most fake. Of course. Peculiar space in which only a small aircraft like the Sky Bandit's airship could land. Interesting. Very interesting.
How about terrain covered with extreme differences in height like mountains and ravines?
That seems like a likely place for the Sky Bandit's hideout.
Yes, that's what I've been thinking too. However, if that's the case, then we may be unable to do anything else. There's the possibility that their hideout may be in a place we can't reach by foot.
Then what can we do?
Well, I hate to say it, but we may have to share our conclusions with the army and ask for their cooperation. Because they're the ones with the patrol ships.
What? Now you're trying to tell us we should go crawling back to the army and ask them for help?
Either way, we still have to report to them about the airliner. Personally speaking, I still think we should cooperate with the army, whatever their attitude may be. Especially if that means bringing the hostages back safe and sound.
I guess you're right. This isn't the time or place to be letting my personal feelings get the best of me.
For the time being, let's get back to the guild and report our findings to Lugren. We should be able to contact the Hacking Gate if we use the orbital telephone.
Okay, can I just jump off, please? No, okay, that'd be way too convenient. Get in the door. Thank you. I want juice. Oh! Hello? Are we gonna get arrested? What the heck? We were just outside!
I wonder if we should be glad since they've saved us the trouble of having to contact them. It's the army! We have found a suspicious armed group! Put your hands in the air, all of you!
When is this world coming to? A woman and 2 kids are the Sky Bandits? Though the girl does look shifty. Hey now, that's just rude. Who are you calling Sky Bandits? Can't you see the shiny emblem on my chest? The bracer emblem, huh? But I hope you don't think for a moment something like that proves your innocence. Hello, Morgan. Welcome back. After looking over the reports of my men, I found the place to have been sufficiently investigated, so I came to see for myself. Insufficiently investigated. Who would have thought the lot of you were conspiring with the Sky Bandits?
Might I get you to stop with the accusations, General? We happened to find this place one step ahead of your men.
If that's the truth, then why don't you tell me where the Sky Bandits are? They ran away. The hostages inside the airliner?
We almost had the Sky Bandits, but they managed to escape. There are no hostages to be found here.
Looks like the truth has come out. Most likely, they notified the Sky Bandits to let them know we were coming. Wait a minute here. How about you cut with the crap? My thoughts exactly! All right, men, take them into custody. I knew it! I knew we were gonna be thrown into those jail cells. I knew it! Is Oliver gonna save us? Please no. I would rather be in jail. I would rather be in jail if the alternative was Oliver saving us. The sauce of gumbo is mostly cooked down vegetables and spices. Onion, bell pepper, celery, carrot, okra. Tomato cooked down with frickloads. Language, please. Garlic, basil, oregano, paprika, thyme, rosemary, black pepper, and a little bit of cayenne. Those sound like spices. Those sound like spices that I know the taste of separately, but not together. It's a lot of spices. If your innocence is proven, then you will be released in 2 or 3 days. So for the time being, this cell will be a place to cool your heels. My heels are perfectly chilled, thank you very much. This is not even funny. Tossing us in a place like this without even listening to a word we have to say.
If the army managed to arrest the Sky Bandits, then I'm sure we'd have their names cleared. But with the way things are at the moment, that may not be possible.
Why not?
You remember that the Sky Bandit leader we fought in the old mine said, right? He said this can't be right. You're not supposed to be here this early, if I remember correctly.
Now that you mention it, he did say that, didn't he? You're not trying to tell me that he meant the army by that, are you?
I don't know for sure, but I would bet that's what he meant. Which means that the Sky Bandits have a mole in the army. There's a mole. I have a mole. Collaborator who's leaking information. I bet it's Oliver. That's what you wanted to say, isn't it, Joshua?
Hi, Jonathan. Hi. Oh, you're so soft because you actually let me pet you and shred is not the word. Brush you. Kibby. Hi, Jonathan. Kitty break.
I wonder if my mom bought baked goods. Should I go see? Should we take a brief moment after this cutscene to see if my mom bought baked goods? Some pastries. Is she home? She'd have to be home. The store closes like an hour ago.
Kitty.
Aye, aye, Captain. Okay, we're taking a break. We're taking a break after this cutscene. That's okay. It would be just a short, quick one. Just a quick one. Let's get through this cutscene first. They'll never get caught, which means we're the only ones that stood a chance of nabbing them.
But now we're stuck in here. Wonder how your father would get around this little setback. I swear if this is freaking Oliver. Don't you all seem to be in a bit of a fix?
Did you just say something, Joshua?
No, I didn't say anything. Why would you think that voice was mine? Came from the cell next door. Almost sounds familiar.
Oliver, did you get arrested?
Oh, how could you say something so heartless? My lustrous voice should be recognizable to anyone.
Oliver! Goodbye, Apple! Apple, did Oliver scare you away? Did you hear Oliver's voice? It was like, nope, I'm out of here. Peace out. But thank you for dropping by, Apple. I'll see you next time.
The tone of absurd narcissism belongs to... It's you, isn't it, Oliver? Olivier. You do remember my dulcet chords. Hi. To think we'd meet again in a place like this. It seems that we are bound by destiny.
Why are you here? I thought we took you to Boss A.
And now you're locked up in a place like this. What the heck did you do? Come now, let's not worry about all the little details, shall we? I have my reasons, which are deeper than the deepest oceans and higher than the highest peak.
I'm definitely not asking now. I'm sure we just get tired while you talked our ears off.
What a coincidence, Estelle. I was just thinking the same thing. So there you have it. We don't really care to know. You talk so much that I'd rather be an old woman by the time you were done. And I'm not ready for wrinkles yet. Come on now, that's not to be like that. I'll fill you in on all the details of the tragic incident which befell me.
Didn't you listen, dummy? We don't want you to hear about it.
It all began after we parted ways. I did some window shopping in the Boston market, then moved on to the Antarose restaurant. You see, once I had eaten to my heart's content, I began to play the grand piano to then feed my artistic soul. And upon doing so, the restaurant manager was overcome by my skill, so I was asked to stay and work as the professional pianist for the restaurant.
That's great and all, but I thought you were supposed to be a lutist.
A musical genius is not limited to just one instrument. Anyway, back to my story. After negotiating a few of my own conditions, I accepted the job offer. Those conditions were, of course, food and wine for free every day instead of Mira. I don't know how to put it, but that's very you, Olivier.
Bless this mess!
And I'm not sure how that has anything to do with you getting thrown in jail. Oh, well, this is where the real sob story begins. That night, I had been enjoying a plate of sautéed duck I had had the chef prepare, but the blood sauce that had been used was a little too overbearing for my palate. Consequently, I began to feel that normal red wine was not satisfying enough.
The more you talk, the more I want to hit you. But go on, I'm curious in spite of knowing better.
Well, so I poured a bottle of wine, which seemed good from the cellar, something called Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183. Grand Chardonnay from the year 1183? That's a legendary vintage wine that was auctioned off at the Royal City. Oh, aren't you well informed? I heard a rumor about it too, so of course I was interested in having a drink for myself.
Auctioned off? How much are we talking about here?
From what I heard, it went for somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 Mira.
500,000 Mira? For just one bottle? Welcome to wine! Welcome to wine, Estelle.
You didn't, did you, Oliver? Such a needless question. Of course I opened the bottle and had a sip. The sweet-smelling fragrance tickled my nostrils. Its luscious, luxurious, mellow taste caressed my throat. And can you believe what else? A rose-tinted vignette of time and space existed within that very bottle.
I don't think I can listen to this much longer.
Yeah, my ears are starting to bleed from listening to so much stupidity. I'm completely dumbfounded. The sad thing is that after taking a sip of such excellent wine, I began to feel the food was lacking. And as I was having the chef cook up something else to match the wine, the restaurant manager returned. Since I'm not a stingy fellow, I cordially invited him to join me for a drink. But for some odd reason, he got rather upset, and in fact, he got so steaming mad that his face looked like a ripe tomato. Before I could say another word, a group of soldiers came filing in. And, well, one thing led to another, and... Oh, the fade to blacks. I can't say another word about this tragedy of being dragged all the way here without coming to tears. So let us all weep together as you sympathize with my dilemma.
Idiot.
Pardon? But do my eyes deceive me? I could have sworn I heard and even an assembly of misheard idiots coming from your cell. Are you listening? This is where the story gets really interesting. You see, several further trials awaited me after I was brought here. Hello? Are you listening?
What a guy. What a guy. You three, get up. I'm tired.
What's wrong? What are you trying to tell us for being interrogated this early in the morning? It's a little early even for me.
No, it's just the opposite. You're being released. Huh? Nani? What about Oliver? Can he stay in here forever? Why all of a sudden?
Is there a reason for this?
Who's this woman? This woman? I'd like to consider myself that reason. Oh, hello, Mabel.
Well, what an unusual place to be meeting you.
I'm really sorry about everything that's happened to you. But don't worry, your names have been cleared.
I don't completely agree with everything, but this is a request coming from Mabel herself. I'd better remember to thank her.
You better? I don't know what he say. So you mean Mayor Mabel stood up on our behalf? No, that's not exactly it. I just explained your situation to General Morgan. Your situation?
Yes, I have one question for the both of you.
Both?
Are you really the children of Cassius Bright?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. This is Estelle Bright, and I'm his adopted son Joshua.
Oh, I see. Now you mention it, the girl does slightly resemble Lena.
I'm misreading all my words today. You knew my mother?
Yes, I enjoyed your mother's cooking on several occasions when I visited your home in Roland. Why, in fact, we even met once when you were just a baby.
Now wait just a minute. I was a baby. I don't remember that. You're a personal acquaintance of my dad's? I knew he was in the military before, but...
I don't know Cassius Bright the Bracer. The only Cassius I know is the one from the service. He was a rare strategist.
Strategist? Dad?
Can't just imagine what he saw in the Bracer Guild. It makes me angry just thinking about it. You'll have to excuse me.
Go take a chill pill, sir. What's wrong with him? It seems like your father was a brilliant officer in the military. I've heard from the general that he tried several times to get your father to change his mind about retiring. I didn't know that. Somehow it feels hard to believe.
However, if that's the case, the general's hatred for bracers may stem from Cassius leaving the army, from the vexation of being left by one of his most promising men. I get the same impression.
So what you're saying is our lives are such a pain because of Dad? That dirty, rotten scoundrel. How about we return to Basse now? With the airliner being found, the situation has taken a new turn. So there are a number of things I'd like to discuss with you. Oh, sure. Is something the matter? I'm definitely ready to get out of here, but it feels like we're forgetting something.
Now that you mention it, what could it be?
He has his loot? Why does he have his loot?
Oh, how callous people can be at times.
Why do you have your loot?
How could you forget about a companion who spent the night with you in a cold, hard cell? How lamentable. How pitiful.
He wasn't loot.
Fine, by the way, be that way. I shall wither away, friendless and hungry, alone in this dark purgatory. Is he still here? Yeah, I completely forgot about him. I'm sorry to say this, but there's not much we can do for you.
Is he the musician I heard about? The one who chugged that bottle of Grand Chardonnay without a second thought?
Indeed, it is I. Yet, my fair lass, I would be heartbroken if you took my intentions the wrong way. For you see, I perceived it as an advance payment for the exquisite services that I was about to render.
You're quite the interesting character. Alright, I'll see what I can do to bargain with the general for your release.
Really? Truly? You would do such a kind service for a man such as myself.
I think that may be asking a bit much.
If the restaurant takes this to trial, there's going to at least be a lawsuit.
Well, there's no need to worry about that. You see, the owner of the restaurant is me. Huh? And that Grand Chardonnay was the very one I bid on. That being the case, I'm fairly confident there won't be any other problems over the matter. Okay, but what? Why? Why though? Why? Why is she so nice? Why would she let him go? Don't. Bad mistake, Mayor, because now he's gonna tag along with us, and I don't want that. See, I like how he has a gun, but that's about it. That's about it. Can't believe we were released. It's like a stroke of bad luck.
Please, don't lay on the compliments so thick. However, it pains my soul that I partook of such a fine wine without paying a single mira. Shall I play the piano at the restaurant per our contract to remedy that?
I think I'm going to have to pass on that. After what happened, I think it would be a bit awkward having you back there. I, for one, don't think he'd mind one bit.
Yeah, he sure does seem to have some thick skin.
Let's just think of this as an unfortunate incident for the both of us.
But I don't think I can just let things go like this. Let's see. It seems that you're investigating something at the moment, right? How about I lend my assistance in return for the wine? Please no. Please no. Please no. Please no.
Well, that does sound interesting. Could I ask you to join these bracers in their work?
Please no. Please no. Please no. Ha! Could you ever? And so it's settled. Let our new working relationship bloom like a magnolia in the height of spring.
Hold on a second. What did we do to deserve this?
Your general weirdness aside, simply having an amateur like you around is honestly going to be a pain. Are you confident that you won't be a drag on our work? Or our sanity? Well, I'm somewhat confident in my marksmanship and magic. But of course, I'd be distressed if you tried to list my music genius in the same group.
That's the kind of line that really gets me worried.
But maybe we could use an extra hand. As long as we don't count on the army to help us out, I have a feeling that we'll be short on manpower. Well, alright then. We'll use you for what you're worth. However, if we do happen to conclude that you're not worth your weight, you're dumped from the party. Are you going to be okay with that? Of course I don't mind. I'd never let you down, so please be reassured.
Well, my expectations of you are pretty much at rock bottom anyway, so I know you won't let me down. I'm glad things are settled between you all.
Oliver's neutral special, they wield a gun. He does wield a gun.
I'm being serious. He has a gun. Before you go, there's something I need to tell you.
Actually, the town did seem pretty noisy as we're heading here. What happened?
Truth be told, last night there was a large-scale burglary in the Bosse South Block. The weapon shop and Orbital factory were targeted, as were a number of private What?
So this is the work of the Sky Bandits. It's unknown at the time, but it seems highly probable.
A unit of the Royal Army is currently conducting an investigation.
I see. So we'd better do an investigation of our own then.
Yes, I'd like to formally request that you do just that. I'll send my payment over to the Guild for the work you've done so far. Please make use of the money for your current investigation expenses. I have a feeling that the army is going to get in our way again. But I guess when that happens, it happens.
Whether they get in our way or not, I don't think we should be forthcoming with the army about any information we come across. Because if there's really a spy in their midst, they'll just leak it to the Sky Bandits. Though I'm reluctant to say it, I also think it's for the best to keep quiet about our findings. Anyway, let's act with prudence. Alrighty, my bosom companions, shall we head to the South Block?
Look, buddy, who made you the king of the show? That's right, Estelle's the main character here. Get your foot out the door, Oliver. Gun! 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 Wait, I got 2 needlers now. Why do I got 2? Why do I got 2? Worse. Yeah, oh! Oh! I took off all of his quartz before ditching him from the party. And it's back! Yeah, Oliver is an it. Yeah, Oliver is an it. You know what? I'm gonna keep the gun. Just in case Oliver decides to do anything. Just in case. Just in case Oliver decides he wants to, you know, be that. You got him earlier than the other thing you read made you think. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you for looking it up, though, Carb. Can see enemies from a distance. Okay, cool. Petrify enemy with 10% success. Oh, this gives him a lot of earth. In that case, I guess we'll make him earth then. So in that case, I'll take this off. Make him earth. There we go. Look at all that earth. So much earth. Actually, I'll take this fire off then. Just replace with that. There we go. Look at all those. Look at all those arts. Oh man. Oh my goodness. And then connect it to a green. Max EP plus? Sure. I should probably go open more slots. Probably. Okay, that should be Gucci. Let's save. What time is it? 9 o'clock. I want pastries. I want to see if Mom bought some pastries. I could just text her. Just call her. I'm gonna take a super quick break and just go see. Type of pastries I'm hoping for. Donuts. I really, really want donuts. But it's very possible Mom just bought cookies. But I'm hoping for donuts. But yeah, do y'all mind if I just take a quick, super quick, like 5-minute break? Make sure y'all stretch your legs. Make sure y'all stretch your legs, okay? 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 Okay. I'll be right back, bye! Hi! 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 Oh, wait, where's my game? Where's my game? There it is. Hi! Hi! Hi, I'm back, and I have donuts! Mama bought donuts! Also, Hal changed his name! Hal changed his name. Hi, the Halcyon Ward. Fancy. You're now the one and only. Hooray! Donuts! They're so good. Donuts! You felt insecure about being lost in the sea of Halcyons? 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 Halcyons. How many other Halcyons are there? Why do you keep saying Halcyons? That's a lot of Halcyons. Yeah, I just searched it on Twitch, Halcyon, and there's like Eternal, YZ, YX, Adel, Gaming, Fox, Eyes, Night, just straight up Halcyon. Why do we keep saying Halcyon? Whatever. Anyways, yeah, I'm super stoked about the donuts. They're exactly what I wanted. I love donuts. Y'all like donuts? I love donuts. Let's save again. Alright, so I think we gotta go south. Hello. Can't believe these goddamn managed to such a for the fight. But I knew really outdone the time. Okay, so they said that the weapon shop and the orbital shops were targeted. Hello. Whoa, language! You got ripped off by a bunch of thieving criminals. Took off with every last one of my pricey goods too. So you're saying all of those pixelated guns in the display cases aren't worth anything? Wow. When originally had them, they weren't how expected them to be in structure and taste from watching The Simpsons. How do they look in The Simpsons? Yeah, they're meant to be like firmer. I don't know. I don't know. I say, what do they look like in The Simpsons? And then go on to explain like how they're not like The Simpsons. Like that doesn't make sense. Your fam knows you to notoriously prefer donuts over cake. Yes! Thank you! Cake is awful. That's not entirely true. But cake is very overrated. Let's put it that way. You just get your Asian donuts? Thank you for the birthday idea, Hal. Prefer pie? I also prefer pie to cake. I prefer pie to cake and I prefer donuts to pie. Fruit pie over cakes? Oh my gosh. Everyone here. Cakes are so overrated. Like back in August, we celebrated my niece's birthday and got like an actual like gourmet $30 cake made by a professional cake maker, and I had it. Everyone else was like, man, this cake is so good, it's so moist, so flavorful, and I had a piece and I was like, this tastes like a box mix. No. So a crumble is like a crumble, but a cobbler is like a cobbler. No. No, so from when I made my cobbler, it was basically like almost like a cake batter on top of filling kind of thing, but I think the texture wise it's supposed to be kind of I don't know how to explain this, but like a crumble is more like crumbly, but a cobbler is more like cakey, I guess. But it doesn't have like the frosting of a cake. You know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, this donut. Oh, it's so good. Donuts, man. Oh, this time you figured they were like siblings. I can kind of get that because they both have like the fruity base, like so like apple crumble or like peach crumble or something, blueberry crumble. They have like that fruit filling, but it's just kind of like what's around the filling. Did I say the flavor? No. So there are two kinds. So they have like full donuts, and they're just like regular donuts covered in sugar. They're sugar coated. Just your typical sugar-coated donut, which is like, you can't go wrong, right? You can't go wrong with that. But then there was also Mama also got they're called donut holes in the States. I don't know what we call them in Canada. I just know that Tim Hortons calls them Timbits. But they're like they're basically the dough from the center of the donut that they take out to make the donut the shape that it is. But it's just like a ball of donut dough. She got some of those too, and they're like it's some kind of cinnamon sugar coating. I really can't tell, but they're called. They have the word crunch in the name, and they're not crunchy. They're very soft. Time for groceries. Oh yeah, grocery shopping, adulting. We love to see it. Let's go. Donut balls, holes, whatever. Pretty much. Donut, little mini, not even mini donuts. They're just balls of donut. Yeah. Okay, bye. What am I supposed to do? You were mistakenly taken into custody. Oh, that's gone. Seems that while we were tracking down the missing airliner, burglary occurred in the Bossy South Block. Though the area is already under investigation, I think we'd be better off doing one of our own. So, I guess I'll just talk to people? The mayor is actually looking to things. I have no choice but to allow it. Just don't get in the way of the Army's investigation. Okay, I'll try. Oh. I went the wrong. Oh. I guess I'll just go talk to people. Hello? Hello? Were you robbed? I'm just glad they left this house alone. Okay, bye. I don't care then. Bye. This house was left alone? I doubt y'all have anything information. Okay, bye. Oh, I'm down here now. Oh, right, so. Ah! Not trying to be rude, but this is an official investigation. Okay, fine. I'll be back later, ma'am. So I guess we'll try the Orbital shop, I guess, or something. Hello. Looks like the store was hit by the burglars as well. This isn't time to be talking about business deals.
My factory and all my goods are gone. I've got to report this to either the Arm or the Bracer Guild ASAP. Now, hold on just a minute. If either one of these groups saw that was written in the whole stolen ledger, yikes, I'd be in a world of hurt.
Sounds terrible. Oh, hi! Let me just take a bite of donut. This one turned out really cute. Niles, is this how you wanted this one?
Yeah, sure, something like that. However, we really got screwed, you know that?
Oh, Jonathan. You know that sound that cats make? Bree preferred beverage with donuts. Can I say donuts? What thing do you usually eat with donuts? More donuts. I don't know, I guess typically when I go to get donuts, it's usually at Tim Hortons. So in which case, I suppose I would say, like, an ice cap. Because that's usually what I get at Tim Hortons. But, like, right now, I'm just eating donuts with water. I don't know. I don't think I usually drink anything with donuts. The topic of Jonathan, how was his paint job? Did you do anything in particular to make him hiss? Ah! So I'm not gonna go into details because it makes me sad, but basically I looked up the paint and it's not super toxic to him. Like, obviously it's paint, it's gonna be toxic to him, but like that's in like large quantities. So he's okay. And the hissing was basically just us trying to keep him from going downstairs to the wet paint. I don't want to go into the details, but that's basically it. Fair dudes. Strange pastry habits yourself. I mean, I kind of get it, because like, when I have popcorn, I always crave orange or apple juice. I crave apple juice whenever I have popcorn. I don't know why. I was going to paint Jonathan. Jonathan's around? Kind of. I don't know. Let me just go check up on him for a second. Hang on. I'm gonna just check up on him for a second. Okay, I lost Jonathan. I think he went back downstairs. But as soon as he comes back, I'll give him the treat. He'll probably be up eventually. Sad. I mean, I could probably shake the bag. He might come by, but... There he is. He's coming. I hear him. There he is. Just like the commercials. Cat treated. You can sleep happy. Where were you, by the way? Where'd you run off to? Maybe he might have been on his tree. Just around the corner. No, this is a donut, kitty. This is not a treat. No, you can't have this. No treats. No more treats. Just great treats. So anyways, reporters doing their thing. Looks like the two of you are on trail of a scoop again. Hey, it's you kids! Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Boy, am I glad to see that they let you out of the clinker. Yeah, I heard all about you kids getting arrested by the army up at the old mine. Certainly had me worried. Why are you acting like you had nothing to do with it? It was your info that led us to the village. Hey now, that kind of face is that. Don't let your tell me you blame us. Did you go and check out the abandoned mine yourselves? Yeah, we did yesterday. But it was after you all had already been hauled off. We could have been a really great shot of your arrest if we'd been there. It really gets me that we missed such a perfect opportunity for a great shot. I swear, you people in the news business. Anyway, I was wondering if you thought this looked like the handiwork of a sky bandit. Sure looks that way to me. Seems like the army's sniffing around for clues, too. To be honest, it looks like there's nothing to be found here anymore. I see. That does make things a bit more difficult.
Well, Mr. Reporter, why don't you let me ask this then? Do you know from whence the bandits entered town?
According to eyewitnesses' statements, they were seen leaving through the west gate.
Well, that's awfully strange. The mayor's residence and Bosse Market are right through the west gate. And it seems like attacking those two places would be far more lucrative.
When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. But if you don't mind me asking, who the heck are you anyway?
I'm glad you asked. I'm Olivier Lenheim. I'm a wandering bard and gifted musician who also messes up his words from time to time. I'm sure you've heard rumors about me, right?
Alright, you're the guy who drank wine without paying at that classy restaurant. Takes guts to give such a big bill. What an honor to meet you, sir.
You're making me blush. I'm ready for my interview at any time, so don't hesitate to ask.
Wow, really? I'm getting a headache just listening to this crap.
These two are very much alike.
I'm not even gonna ask how this guy wound up with the rest of you.
That would be for the best.
Great, do I have to talk to you again? I don't want to. Looks like the burglars made off nearly everything. That's unfortunate. Do I dare talk to you guys again? The newest model camera display was stolen. Do you think this guy band is interested in photography? Shenanigans, next page. We found some real gripping headlines. Gripping. Okay, bye. Oh, we're up here now. Where is here? Oh, there's some more things. How about over here? Oh, hello. She had Presser's memento taken by these crooks. Me and my big mouth. Let's pretend you just didn't hear that. What I mean to say is, you don't just go. Why don't you just ask her about it after I get done here? Okay, fine. I guess I'll wait until you're done. Okay. Oh, there it is. Hello. Something wrong? Thought I'd better give you a word of advice. Even if you are representing the mayor, at the end of the day, you're still all civilians. We cannot have you wandering around here in the middle of our investigation. Who do you think you're talking to? Your advice seems rather more like a threat. I'm just saying you need to know your place. But if you're so adamant about investigating the matter, then do it after we've cleared out here. If we get any more trouble out of you, then I'm going to have to give you a personal invitation to jail. No, you can't take me alive! I've already done my time!
Forget about it, Estelle. There's no use arguing with these gentlemen.
Huh. Wait, Oliver, throwing the shade! I feel like I need to say this whole thing, word for word.
For an ass in a lion's skin, you should know how to throw your weight around, Mr. Soldier.
Bro. What'd you just say? What's going on? Whose voice is that? Is it Morgan's? Who is that? Colonel? Give me Big Norris vibes.
Soldier in the prestigious Royal Army to be threatening our good citizens. That is an outright embarrassment to us all.
These aren't just civilians, sir. They're members of the Bracer Guild.
Oh, is that so? Then I ask you once again, what is going on here? The army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. What do you intend to accomplish by being rude to our allies?
But as far as the general is concerned...
yes, that side of the general really concerns me. I'll take over the investigation from here, so please take your men and clear out.
But sir...
Your men have been here since early this morning, so I presume that a sufficient investigation has been conducted by now, yes? I'll smooth things over with the general later. Is there anything else you wish to me to address?
No, sir. Alright, men, pack it up. We're returning to the Hacken Gate. Bye!
Looks like that's that. Seems that some of our personnel were rather impolite. Please allow me to apologize. I appreciate the gesture. But we made some slightly inflammatory remarks as well, so how about we let bygones be bygones?
A
That suits me just fine. As I stated before, the army is supposed to be working closely with the guild. I think our two organizations working together grants us each the ability to make up for the other's shortcomings. I'm looking forward to any progress you make with the recent series of events. Thank you. We'll do what we can.
He seems like a decent guy.
Yeah, I wonder who he is.
Who, mister, are you? I'm good. Ha! It's the appointed time for what?
Appears I must take my leave. Goodbye. Before I do, I look like I haven't properly introduced myself. I'm Alan Richard, a colonel in the Royal Army. Colonel. If there's anything I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Okay, wait, but what's your name, miss? Miss, wait, what's your name? What's the pretty lady's name?
Colonel Richard? I feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Niall was the one who mentioned his name earlier. He said something about him being a sharp young officer who leads the Royal Army's intelligence division.
Oh, right. Wow, for someone in the military, he sure knows how to listen to others.
Probably in his mid-30s, and he's not hard in the eyes either. He seems like he's more fit to be a politician than a service member in the army. Hey, you guys!
Oh, hi.
Who was that you were just talking to in the back of...
My name is Colonel, first name, last name. First name? Oh, Alan Richards. Oh, people with two first names. I don't trust people with two first names. There's just something about it. Trying to tell me you didn't recognize him at all? Oh, it's Colonel Richard of the Intelligence Division. You know, the guy you mentioned earlier?
What? You're not pulling my leg, are you?
As fun as that would be, nope.
Said so himself, so I'm fairly confident he is who he says he is.
To think that the legend himself would show up here. Can't wait around like this any longer, Dorothy. Let's see if we can catch up to him.
Aye, aye, sir. Although I'm really not sure why we're chasing after anyone. Did they see his eyes light up? I wonder if he's going to do an interview or something. I can't laugh. I can't fake laugh.
Ha! Ha! Anyone else in the army would brush him off, but I'm sure the colonel will oblige him.
What's your thoughts, Oliver? You look serious, and I gotta say, I find it creepy coming from you.
I was just thinking about the colonel. I'll be the first to admit that he's quite the specimen of a man. But what? I can't say with confidence that he doesn't stand a chance against me when it comes to the ladies, and I'd like to see him try just a little harder. It's no fun without a romantic rival.
You just had to ask, didn't you, Joshua?
I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Alright, let's see here. Now that the soldiers are gone, how about we resume our own investigation? Let's start by talking to all the people we couldn't talk to earlier.
Where were they? I think they were here. No, here. Oh dear me, weren't you the bracers who came to ask questions not that long ago? Oh right, we did come before. I'm really sorry I couldn't talk to you then. So what you came to ask about is what happened last night, right?
Yes, that's right. Is this a good time for you?
Yeah, this is as good a time as any. Tell me everything. It was the middle of the night, you see, when I heard a noise coming from outside. And I, of course, thought it was my husband coming home at such a late hour, so I opened the door and started yelling. But it turned out to be a group of masked men coming out of the Ober factory across the road. I thought my heart was plumb gonna stop right then and there. Although it turned out that the burglars were rather surprised and ran away to the north. I see, so it was the Sky Bandits, huh?
So what you're saying then is that this house didn't incur a loss of any kind.
Yeah, I think to the mercy of the goddess.
Can I ask you another thing? Did your husband coming home late mean that he went to the bar?
If it was only that, he would have been forgivable. In addition to being a no-good drinker, he's obsessed with this.
Cecile raised her hand in a casting motion. Huh? Oh, I get it. You mean fishing, right?
I see now.
Why wouldn't she just say fishing?
That's right, he loves fishing more than life itself. Just yesterday, he said something about catching some smelt and took off to the lake in the south. And on top of that, he still hasn't come back.
So what you're saying is he doesn't know anything about the incident.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And when that good-for-nothing husband of mine gets home, he's going to get the what for, let me tell you.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Oh, what a day I had. I was fishing patiently all morning, but I have nothing to show for it. Oh, what's this? Do we have guests?
You see that here, old man?
My goodness, woman, what kind of fiery tempest had gotten into you? Don't you know it's rude to act like that in front of guests?
If anyone's being rude, that would be you. I'm dumbfounded by my own husband that my own husband can't just take off or do what he likes at a time like this.
Oh, what do you mean by a time like this? Maybe I should explain. Fate. Burglaries and sky bandits, you don't say. Now that is terrible. But to think that they hightailed it out of here after my wife hollered at them is hilarious. I guess they got to experience the Cecile effect firsthand.
What did you just say?
Let's calm down now, shall we?
But to think that these sky bandits came in the night like they did and they just disappeared like that. I wonder if it has anything to do with the thing he was talking about the other day. He? What do you mean? Oh, right, you don't know him. He is my fishing buddy. He stayed at the inn down in the lakeshore to the south there. If I remember right, he said something about seeing a strange bunch near the place the other night.
Strange bunch?
Now this sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little more about what you've heard? Sure, I don't mind, but I'm just going to tell you up front that this is all hearsay. From what I heard, he just happened to see him by chance as he was fishing out during the night. He saw them leave by way of the inn's front door and then out into the road. However, when he asked around the inn in the morning, turned out that no one had stayed there the night before. That is rather odd. So, was there any type of burglary at the inn? No, nothing of the sort, in fact. And it's quiet there, the meals are great. Oh, it's quiet there. English. It's quiet there, the meals are great, and it's, well, a place I'd recommend to anyone. But best of all, it's a prime fishing spot. Though those weren't any definitive clues related to the incident, we did manage to hear a few interesting bits. I concur, especially like the one that described all the delicious food at the inn.
That's not what we're talking about here. Although I did find the fishing part to be rather interesting. Unfortunately, if there's nothing going on there, then I guess it wouldn't be worth investigating.
Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. If someone had been careless and caused a problem, the army would have thoroughly investigated it. Conversely, the possibility of the sky bandits appearing there where there's nothing happening is rather high.
Oh, well, I guess that's one way to think about it.
In light of this series of incidents, there's either a spy in the army or the sky bandits are a really clever bunch of thieves. It'll be extremely difficult to corner them, only to investigate the incidents which have occurred. We'll need to get one step ahead of them by tracking their movements.
I see. So what you're saying is we should take an offensive stance rather than a defensive one.
Then how about we get going? Off to the beautiful Valeria Lake, extolled in many a rhyme as the Pearl of Liberal.
Should we go there or should we go to the house first? I guess the house. Hello. I had a very important ring taken by them. I don't care if it's an army or the Bracer Guild, I just want to see those burglars caught. These sky bandits are on the loose. I don't think I can live without being in fear every day. Well, that's not very helpful to us, but we'll keep an eye out. Thank you. Okay. boy donut. Huh.
I'm gonna go see if there's any quests. I don't think I have any to report, but new. Lana. Oh, that's exactly the lady that I talked to. Okay. My jeweled ring was found among the many. Yeah, it's quite valuable. Find it. Yeah, okay. Easy peasy. Lemon squeeze peasy. We're going that way anyway, so. Let's just head on down. We've already been this path, so I just have to go. No. How much experience you give? 3? Wow. You have to go down, down, and around. I'm gonna eat my donuts! Rude. 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 Bye. Nope. Woo. Get the sugar dusting off my finger. So this is the north shore of Valeria Lake, huh? It certainly seems peaceful and quiet around here. The inn doesn't look too shabby either. I stayed here once before when I was in the area on another job. The wine's great, the rooms are nice, pretty much what you'd expect from a place like this. Too bad this isn't a pleasure trip.
You mean it's not? I at least intend to toss my cares to the wind for a while. Taking cat naps in a rocking boat by day and filling my belly with food and wine by night. Heaven. This is what a vacation is all about. Come on, everyone. I was just joking. We can enjoy vacation any time, but now is the only time we can enjoy taking care of some would-be thieves. Even I, Oliviera Lenheim, know enough to get my priorities straight.
I don't think this has anything to do with enjoyment or not.
Well, whatever. As long as he does his share of the work he's here to do. Let's see if we can find the old man saying here that loves fishing. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals are here dear night. The guest who said he saw some suspicious individuals here 2 nights ago, right? Okay. Question mark. It was a question. I was reading it as a statement and it confused me. What's over here? I think I found it by accident. Hang on. I didn't want to find him, you know? What's that? What's that? What's that? It's a motorboat. What's that? What's that? Hello. Shop? Oh. Can I afford all these? Yeah. Yeah, I want one of each, sir. Thank you. I'll eat them in a month. Thank you very much. What's their shelf lives? No, I didn't want to leave. Come back. Oh, wait. No, wait. Oh, there it is. Hello. Talk. Do I actually care? No. Do I need to rest? No. Hello.
Annette, my mother and I came here every year on vacation around this time. It's tradition. Cool. There's not enough treasure in this game. There needs to be more treasure. Cool, okay. Let's go talk to the guy. Hello. Man with pole. Could I ask you something?
He's not responding at all. He must really be into his fishing. So this is what a fishing maniac looks like, huh? They seem like a unique breed.
Not as unique as you are, that's for sure. Man seems to be concentrating on his fishing. Okay, well, I guess that's not the guy. Okay. No, wait, this is... No, wait, because I already... Wait. Up there. And then... Big one here. Oh, there's another one upstairs. I don't think this is gonna... Wait. Okay, yeah, this is the front. Oh, I can just get up the stairs. Wait, I guess that's the guy. That'd have to be the guy. Right? Unless I specifically have to talk to that woman. Kingfisher Inn in Boston and the main of the place they stay. Wow, thanks for the information, lady. Oh, have I talked to you? Oh. I bought from the shop, but I didn't talk to the shop. We're here looking for a certain someone. Is there a guest staying here who loves the fish? Well, pretty much everyone who stays here loves the fish. Heard he was a friend of the old man who stayed here yesterday. You gotta be more specific, Charizard. There's a lot of old men who like to fish. You have a clue who that might be? We should have just asked for his name. Yeah, Kuano. You're talking about his fishing buddy. He must be Lloyd. Lloyd? I've heard he's a professional angler who came all the way here from the Royal City. It seems he thought as though he's a member of the Fishermen's Guild here. Sounds like a pretty amazing guy. So you're saying that he's that old guy, man, fishing out back? Yeah, he's pretty sure he's the one you're talking about. You may be able to get his attention if you call his name really loud. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Hey, Lloyd! Scare him into the water. Excuse me. Are you the man named Lloyd who's from the Royal City? He's really focused. He's tuned out everything out of his mind but fishing. Looks like this is where my skills come to play. What are you... Just sit back and enjoy what, Oliver? Oliver leaned over with a smile that left all kinds of things up to interpretation, blew into the man's ear. Didn't the chef literally just said, just scream his name really loud? Why did nobody try that? Why did we resort to blowing into his ear? Oliver, I question your methods. I question you. I question your entire being. What is the... You're just gonna burp it, is he? Who are you kids? Where did you come from? Why are you blowing in my ear? That was a dirty trick to play on him, Oliver. Great minds think alike. I can't with Oliver, man. We tried calling out to you a moment ago, but we could see that, like a true professional, your attention was fixed upon your task. You're Lloyd, aren't you? Yes, that's right. How did you know my name?
We heard from a certain old man about you. Do you have some time you could spare to speak with us?
See, so you heard from Mr. Kawano, did you? Yeah, I saw that strange pair about 2 nights ago. I knew it! Can we get you to fill us in a little more on the details?
For that, are you all bracers or something?
3 out of 4, close enough. Is this somehow related to some sort of crime?
Can't say for sure, but there does appear to be a possibility.
Gotcha. In that case, I'll do what I can to help you out. So, like, what were you gonna say if we weren't bracers? It was the other night when I was out fishing on my boat. I was returning to the inn dead tired after a day of battling it out with this lake's guardian. It had gotten late into the night, and it was about the time when everyone at the inn was asleep in their beds.
Now hold on a minute, what do you mean by this lake's guardian?
It's probably just a big fish. Guardian is a great giant salmon that swims the murky depths of Valeria Lake. It has been the feared king of the waters among fishing lovers for over a decade.
I shouldn't have asked. Looks like you're throwing a log into the maniac's fire.
Is it really that huge of a fish like you say?
You bet your last mirror it is, and I've been chasing the darn thing for the last 5 years of my life. It comes and goes in different parts of Valeria Lake and changes its feeding spots on a whim. I heard from a buddy of mine that it had appeared in these parts, so I came running from the royal city. Ha! Now that's what I call passion! I can completely understand where you're coming from. Whenever I find something I like, I stop at nothing until I get a hold of it. For example, the bottle of Grand Chardonnay and such.
In your case, steal it is more accurate.
How about we get back to your story? So Lloyd, what happened when you came back from fishing that night?
Oh, right. I had returned to the boat and was on my way into the inn. Then I saw an odd couple head out to the road from the grounds behind the building.
Onto the road in the middle of the night.
Yep, no doubt about it. They headed out on the new Ansel path. At first, I thought they were a group of people visiting from the city headed back home. But it was way too late for something like that, and when I asked at the inn the next day, nobody knew a thing about it. Though maybe I'd seen a couple of ghosts or something, Len. Ghost? There are ghosts that come out here? Just so you know, the two I saw were a pretty young couple. They might have been 2 lost souls that committed a double suicide after not being accepted by those around him. Whoa! This escalated quickly! Escalated quickly! What's this game rated again? What? Trails of the... No. I was gonna say Trials of the Abyss. In the Sky. Rating. No, I don't want I need ESRB. ESRB. T for teen. Oh, boy. Estelle's surprised face shares altogether too many elements with surprised Pikachu face. New meme incoming. Oh, brother, a bracer that's afraid of ghosts, the guild is doomed. Not to mention her habit of always wanting to hear more ghost stories with other bizarre stuff.
Now, isn't your being scared attractive in its own right, Estelle? Not sexy, but cute nonetheless. Like a little kitten shivering in the cold.
You better watch out because of this little kitten bites.
Well, I was just kidding about the ghost part. But the couple did, in fact, seem to be one with a purpose and reason. I say this because the girl was wearing some rather odd clothing.
What color was her hair? What color was her hair?
I saw her from behind, so I couldn't say for sure. But it looked to me like she was wearing some kind of school uniform.
What color was her hair? It couldn't be.
It wasn't one from the Genus Royal Academy, was it? Well, you really know your stuff, kid. You betcha my niece goes there as well, and it looks exactly the same as the one she wears. Oh, I see. This whole event just got a lot more interesting.
It's her! I know it's that lying tomboy for sure! We're finally onto her trail.
So she's an acquaintance of yours. Then, while you're at it, tell the two of them not to fret and rush into anything that they'll regret later on. My mind isn't failing me. I could have sworn they had something about going on again tonight. Is that true? Yep, we'll meet back here in 2 days, is what the young man said. His tone seemed rather serious, so I couldn't help but think on it. Well, that's understandable. We appreciate the valuable information. Just leave the rest up to us. We won't let them get into any more trouble than they already are. Oh, I see. That's a relief to hear. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders now. Now that it's off my chest, I feel like taking a boat out and the fishing again. Now there's no time to lose. I'll leave you youngins to your work. Bye. Man, I don't even measure up when it comes to that fishing nut. He mentioned something about a fisherman's guild, too. I wonder what kind of group that is. Is there fishing in this game? Is there fishing? So how is this couple involved with the missing airliner incident exactly? If you don't mind telling me, that is. Well, in a nutshell, Shakira explained that they encountered Josette and Roland. I see, that seems to be the person in question, alright. Which means that tonight is the night, huh? Yeah, it looks like we should probably get a room just in case. I'm going to be in for a late night tonight. Alright, let's go ask the receptionist about a room. 10 o'clock, 3 hours. I feel like this is an awkward time to stop, but also I feel like we're in for another like good 30 minutes to an hour of stuff. You know? Yeah. Anything we haven't taken care of, we better do it now. Okay. Not just yet. Okay, yep. The game is telling me. The game is telling me. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Alright. I am still eating donuts. Yes, don't judge me. Alrighty. The game is telling me we're coming down to something. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Who missed his streamings the what's? What are we feeling today? What are we feeling, y'all? What is that? Dragon Age? Oh. Oh. Yeah, what are we feeling? What are we feeling? Do we want to watch? Oh, what? What do we watch? I don't know. What are the options? Let me see. We could watch art. We could watch Guilty Gear, Genshin Impact. What is this? The Backrooms. We could watch The Backrooms. Just Chatting. What is this? I don't know what that is. Minecraft. That's about it. It's like Just Chatting, art, Backrooms, Genshin, Minecraft. Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear? You want to watch Guilty Gear? Okay.
Oh, wait, what is this? I'm not sure if she's watching other people play it as like a break thing. We'll do it anyway. Okay, great. That's the right person. So, we're gonna go raid Jin, playing Guilty Gear. Fair warning, she does swear from time to time. Just so you know. But, yeah. Jin Kitsu. Yeah. She's pretty cool, though. Yeah, I know she does play it, but I'm just wondering, like, right now, because right now she's watching some kind of broadcast on something. But she also just started streaming, so I'm going to assume that she's going to start playing eventually. So, yeah. Otherwise, have fun with her. She's cool. I'll be back on, what day is it? Today's Monday, so Wednesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. And, yeah. Have fun, guys. Bye.